drafting phase for Game 2. Let's see if Bigatron will still have the blue side, it seems like.
Yeah, it does seem as so right now as Bigatron goes for the same exact bands. And honestly, I feel for Aldo, man. The fact that, you know, they have been drafting pretty well. I think right now, if you see a lot of talent prediction towards BTR or towards a certain team, it's mostly because everybody kind of predicts that the draft is better, right? So Bigatron Alpha have been doing a really good job. I think I've spoken to a lot of analysts also, just asking, and everybody kind of agrees. Bigatron Alpha have had solid drafts. It's just the execution from the players haven't been the same. It hasn't been the same vision from the coaches and the players. Now, we have to see maybe an easier executable draft from the side of Bigatron Alpha.
Yeah, you're right. But take a look at that. Bigatron will still use the same approach here, just like they did in Game 1. Kaja pick. Let's see Rrq, what will they go for here? Will they go for the same approach like they did in Game 1?
I think giving a really strong hero for Banana is going to be important, realizing the impact he had in game number 1. The Lapu Lapu could work once again, and they go for that, and they go for the exact same thing here. The Lapu Lapu and the Valentina for the first phase.
What do they change here?
Same, yeah.
Do they want to go for the exact same bands and the exact same picks, 100%? Like game number 1, I mean, for Rrq, there's no real concern, right? They won game number 1. Just do the same thing, Lamau. That's like the comment from the kingdom, right?
Yeah,
just do the same thing, Lamau.
Why not?
Here,
Why not?
Bigatron Alpha, oh, there's a bit of a change here. All right, so there you go. Lapu gonna be in. Well, again, it's a different draft, but it is technically the same in theory, right? The glue is going to bully the Lapu, similarly to how the Arlet bullied the Lapu. Glue. The glue.
The glue.
It should be a bit more impressive, though. I think that's something
glue as well, right?
It's Cerezo's glue, something cool, but it's also the Melissa pickup again. After game number 1, mentally, is Sakan prepared? Like after losing in game number 1, after that game,
he should be prepared, right? I mean, yeah. Just to reset here, let's see. Hopefully, with your analysis, he is able to listen to. And he can repair the mistakes in game 2 as well. Let's see now. Rrq will have Beatrix. Well, not again. He will have the Beatrix here. CW played a mean Beatrix earlier. Will Skylar be able to repeat that?
And fun fact, it's the same matchup. Beatrix, Melissa. Chidera was on the Melissa, and CW won that lane with a 2v2, a proper 2v2 with a roamer. So Rrq can set up for that as well. But in a proper 1v1, it should still be the Melissa winning out in this lane. Looking at the drafts right now, proper respect given away already from the side of Rrq towards the Farsa. Something that can create a big trouble or a big problem for the side of Rrq with them having the Beatrix, outranging the Beatrix. But it will still be the same response from Bigatron. Albert.
Albert again. With this in mind, Rrq, they're able to commit on towards another mid laner here perhaps, but looking at their composition, right, I mean, they might just be able to somehow replicate what they did in game 1. Again, just covering Skylar, playing around Sakan, bully the gold lane. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I feel like in game 2, it's gonna be Key's responsible here to cover Ken, to give him what he needs. But there you go.
Interesting.
Rrq banning out the Lunox, perhaps signaling they want to have another tank jungle.
So good for Rrq. I don't think it signals the tank jungler, but it signals that they have just basically taken every hero that Moreno has played in Season 11, the Valentina, Farsa, and Lunox, and Bigatron Alpha. They were the ones to ban the Yves. So with all these heroes banned out, I don't know what's up for grab here for Bigatron Alpha. Technically, they can't bring out the Sicilian. That's something that we have seen from Bigatron, one of their core signature picks as an organization, but in Season 11, that Sicilian really hasn't been able to find any success. Rrq with the Beatrix, Valentina, and the Lapu, they can go for a utility jungler again. Maybe picking up the Kai now would be wise because Bigatron Alpha can take it away from them.
I agree. If not, perhaps the Mortis, but the Kai should be worked. But no! They're gonna secure a hero for Vin first here. Kufra one of his also go-to heroes, it seems like, here in Season 11. Trying to replicate what Keyboy did.
It was really special, right? I mean, Vin has been performing so well on these new picks, like the Kufra. We've seen him find a whole lot of success on it. I think it's when Vin gets heroes like this that Rrq really steps up, that Rrq becomes a top-tier team once again in that top 2. Bigatron Alpha, though, now with the final 2 picks. It should be the jungler and their mage. And again, it's still so Lilia, probably the only hero left up for grabs for us out of BTR, and they're probably going to pick it up right here, unless they surprise us. But it's going to be the Alice jungler, Mortis out of BTR, and it's the Kagura, not the Lilia, putting more killing pressure down, knowing that they have a weak jungler early game.
Wow, with Kagura here, I don't know, it's good, right? It's good going up with Beatrix. You can burst Beatrix instantly. There's no wind of nature, quote-unquote, on Magic, right? Only Athena, so it's good, right? Bigatron here trying to play the Magic plays, but 4 Magic heroes here on their side. Is that a good thing?
I mean, I guess it's a good thing if Saken is able to get out of lane properly, right? If he gets bullied in lane, it's basically almost GG in the itemization department. So easy to counter the magical damage with just magical defense. They can go for Radiant plus Athena. And both burst and DPS coming in from the Alice and Kagura will be negated, nullified here. Oh, what a good pick from Rrq. We spoke about the Dominance Ice problem. They got the Baksha here to answer that Alice. Rrq with a solid draft once again. Bigatron Alpha, again, I feel like they too have a solid draft. It comes down to how the BTR members play it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a draft here in Game 2. Alice Jungle and Baksha Jungle as well. Who do you got? Will Saken be able to perform his Melissa better based on Game 1, or will it be the same? Remember, Rrq, they want to win and secure, solidifying themselves in that second place. Meanwhile, Bigatron needs to get out of that, well, almost red zone. Will they be able to catch up and equalize in Game 2? Let's see and find out. Land of Dawn, here we go for Game 2, Rrq and Bigatron Alpha.
Enemy reaches the battle.
Let's see what happens in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, it starts right now. It's Rrq with a possibility to clean sweep BTR, shoving them to the 7th place position. But when we take a look at this right here, Super Ken getting leashed early on versus Albert on the Baksha. Both junglers on a path to collide somewhere in the turtle side. But it actually seems like no, actually both teams will just be maneuvering 2 different sides of the map here.
Oh, all right, we'll see here again. Composition-wise, well, spell-wise rather, 4 flickers already in play. Oh my god, Ben. Forcing keys, flicker early.
Pretty early on for right now, and it does seem like Bigatron Alpha are still going to be playing it pretty passively, right? Knowing that they have the Kagura, the power spike hits at level 4. That's when he can really put the killing pressure down. So not as mobile as they were actually in game number 1.
But the thing is about the Kagura is the fact that they can utilize it to open up vision to try and prevent Keyboy from going in for a pickup onto her in the mid lane. And I think that's the only, I would say, benefit of having the Kagura right now in this current meta. And they need to be able to work around the fact that they don't have much of a setup for the Kagura. I guess Key can look for a pickup for the follow-up with the burst damage coming from Moreno, but other than that, I just don't think that Bigatron Alpha synergizes well in terms of that composition.
Alright here, and ladies and gentlemen, discount 20% here, MPL. They use the code promo, but it seems like it's a very, very quiet 2-minute here in our second game. Bigatron Alpha, they don't mind playing towards the late game. They have the Alice, they have the Melissa as well. Meanwhile, the question now, are you comfortable going to the late game? Albert, though, with the shield unity, will crash onto Banana. Albert playing, looking for the 3-on-2. Moreno jumps in, but Banana finding the lower, third turtle rather. Albert now with low HP. Key, though, will be the first one to fall. First blood, 1-1. A jungle for a roamer.
But in that sense, it's worth it for Bigatron Alpha. They got the Lord as well, no?
No, Banana actually took the turtle there in the second minute of the game. And also, honestly, for the trade, Jungle versus Rome, in terms of how they traded there, I think it should still be worth for Bigatron Alpha, because Albert dying will mean that Super Ken will be able to invade a bit more, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Super Ken unfortunately wasn't able to go over towards the turtle because they didn't have the purple buff. On the Alice, you're even more reliant on the purple buff than a Ling or even a Fanny, actually.
I think mana is a huge problem for Alice, especially in the early game. She needs to get that stacks up to be able to withstand how much spells she needs to output in order to clear the jungle. I think that's one of the main weaknesses of the Alice, especially in the early game as well. But so far, she's been doing quite a good job. I mean, versus Albert, still the same level here. Not really sure about the gold gap, but maybe that's because Albert has been taken down.
A little bit of gold to play with, honestly, for the side of Bigatron Alpha. And now they should really utilize this winning lane, right? I mean, Vin and Skylar have already positioned up top, and they might actually be going on to Socket, but Vin makes the right move, just opens up the map, knowing the key on the Divine Judgment has a better source of engage, more reliable one, but the purple buff here.
Oh, Super Ken will not be able to get that, and we get the stun as well. Banana, what is he on? My goodness. Finding the engage and finding the kill as well with that flicker. Rrq now in the mid side will not commit to another fight just yet, as the turtle will spawn very, very soon.
Again, Super Ken getting harassed. Vin also puts it down.
Nasty composition now. Rrq 4-man, 5-man setup actually for the second turtle. Gorizo jumps in. Banana again targets Moreno. Moreno with the juke. Vin again in the backside. Albert will control that Lord. Vin will be taken down though. Albert now dealing damage onto his Super Ken. Gorizo takes a lot of damage as well. Terrified comes through. He gets taken out. Oh my goodness, Rrq, they might want more here, but no. Bigatron Alpha falls back.
1,000 gold lead already here, and you can feel the killing pressure. It's starting to turn. What initially was, oh my god!
Flicker, Divine Judgment, and more than enough. Extra 200 gold there for Socken. But Skylar is munching the gold shield top side. They might want more. Moreno jumps in onto a Skylar defensive Flicker. He survives without any backup. Take a look at the snap as well. Connecting on towards Moreno. Not enough damage to take him down just yet though.
They've been smashed onto the wall.
Yeah, and he used the flicker too, so it's a bit harsh there for Vin, and he got hit by a wall, man. I hope he's all good now. But Rrq with a 1,000 gold lead again, over-committing and giving Bigatron Alpha a chance to come back in this game. We saw that Clay was staying a bit too long here. Super Ken still able to secure his own purple buff, as he still actually has the level lead against Albert, who is winning currently in the game. 5 minutes in, and Rrq, that 1,000, almost 1.5k gold lead is almost gone. If you take a look at the itemization though, this time around it's still the Beatrix who has a bit more of a gold lead compared to the Melissa, getting the Fury Hammer and 2 Legion Swords here to build up to that BOD. He went for the steel leg plate too, and same goes for Socken. Again, opting to go for the steel leg plates a bit early on here. 1-0-1 is his KDA. So far, it seems like he is a bit more stable than game number 1.
I have a question though.
Go.
With the Boxia pickup for Albert and the passive that is still the same, right, from the previous season, and if the fact that Super Ken at the end of the day is going to rely on her Blood Ode or the ultimate that she has, doesn't that deny her regen
It does.
if Albert is on the Boxia?
Yep, it does. That's why the Boxia pick is usually used against Esme, against the Alice, and because of that, it also enables the other members to maybe go for another item instead of the Dominance Ice.
All right, and so far it looks like it's been working well. And I think I've mentioned this before, that Super Ken, because he's forced on the Demon Slayer to get a little bit more clear, Super Ken is going to get that late game power spike a little too late, but look at this.
Albert with the Lord, with the turtle take, Clay gets taken out, and take a look at Finn though. He will be munched down by Chorizo. Socken joins in, well, not on towards the fight though, so it seems like Bigatron, they have equalized, and even though they lost the neutral objective, they might want the mid side here. Albert will not have enough wave clear perhaps, but yeah, mid tier 1 from Rrq will fall. OP with the suppression on towards Skylar. Take a look at that. Skylar with the defensive flicker will not be able to survive. Moreno picking up a kill. Albert now quite low as well. Clay jumps in just to zone members away, but Super Ken, he might want more from the jungles of Rrq.
There's no reason not to go for this, and he will be able to take that orange buff. Once again, Super Ken displaying how good he is at actually utilizing the Alice and the pathing. Eterna, you mentioned, man, you know, you don't want to get these predictions wrong. You only want to win for Rrq. Everybody is looking at you. You're the only one. 5 BTRs to 1 Rrq. Now, if this ends up with Rrq winning, then it's going to be pretty good. But I think he has learned from his mistakes on the Kaja as well. He's forcing the tempo now. And even purple buff there is going to be stolen away. Super Ken.
Everyone is looking at you, Eterna. Everyone. Literally.
Every single one.
Even the viewers are looking at your name on the top right.
Even production. Even the players.
Even the players as well. Take a look at the items here. What's significant?
Well, if we take a look at the items here, honestly, what's significant is the lack of dominance ice from the side of the XP lane, right? Why? Because they already have the Baksha to play with. That's why there's one less dominance ice in the game. Usually would expect two, the XP lane and the Roma, but because the Baksha already has it here, they're just opting to put Banana on a position where he can go for more defensive or offensive. It really depends on how he wants to go for it. But I think what I want to highlight even more here is Btr Alpha's understanding now of getting the Melissa ahead in lane against Skylar on the Beatrix. A few of these picks by the Kaja have been basically given to Saken. 1 kill, 2 assists, a lot of gold, and that lane swap as well to take the turret. Melissa does the best when she is in the lead, and right now we are kind of seeing it, despite Skylar still having the level lead. Somehow, some way, this man.
Amazing setup here, perhaps from Rrq. Shield Unity, Vindo jumps in, no connection. Spin now, chunks, flickers away. Banana will find the front line. And take a look at Chorizo and Moreno. Will not commit on towards Vin just yet. Chorizo flickers on towards Skylar. Super Ken finding the Lord, and now Btr, they're looking for the collapse. Banana flickers away. Rrq will not be able to win anything, but no casualties on the board.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful play by Btr Alpha. That was a really good retry as well by Super Ken. And that's a really good one against Albert, who is on the utility jungler as well. They are going to be able to manipulate all 3 lanes to potentially crash at once and get a lot of trades on the board. Rrq now, they're the ones that are fumbling for an answer. 3,000 gold lead built, and Melissa with an additional item there.
10 minutes in this time, the golden staff was built. Last game, it was 13 minutes, so you can already see the big difference in the timing as to when they get it. And also key, the Kaja, playing the fast tempo is key on the Kaja, because that's literally what the... Okay, I see you looking at me. That was not intended, by the way. That pun, no, all right? Eterna, it was not... I did not intend for that to happen. But yeah, Kaja does really well when he's ahead, when he has a lot of map pressure to utilize. And this is one of the moments where Saken was able to siege down a lot of the turrets, and now finally able to utilize the models as well to create a big opening. Finn as well with the Summer's Revenge. That's on cooldown. That's a big resource that now Btr can use to maybe punish Rrq in the base.
Seems like here, with the defense though, Rrq, they're able to defend the base turret bot side. With the Lord though, it will delete all of the inner and outer turrets. Oh, flicker divine judgment now, connecting on towards one. Clay deleted. Albert now quite low. Finds Key though, he gets taken down as well. As Banana, low HP, still survives. It's gonna be Key for Clay and Albert. Now, Big Atron, they might be able to take the turret top side, but it seems like no minions to play with.
Absolutely none right now. I guess the mid lane is still pushing in favor of Ken if he wants to go into the back line and disrupt Skylar.
Banana with the bravest fighter. With Skylar there, they're able to defend. 5,000 gold lead now for the Red Robots. Mirko, how are you feeling?
Well, feeling as usual, you know, I mean, can't get too ahead of yourself, especially Btr Alpha having that pattern, fortunately, in Season 11 to lose that gold lead. If you take a look at the items, though, here, the Corrosion Sight, the DHS, and the Golden Staff has been built, like we mentioned, in the 10th minute mark. But then, now it comes down to what he wants to prioritize. Saken upper front to back around him, and if he gets picked off first in the team fight, it's going to be disastrous. Maybe here is the time to go for a little bit of defense, right? Maybe he wants to go for the immortality, but looking at the build, it does seem like he just wants to go for the Melvic Roar, which can work. It really, again, comes down to his positioning and the rest of Bigetron Alpha's positioning. They need to always be aware of that Tyrant's Revenge that can come through from almost every angle. But in this game, actually, no, it won't come through any angle. It actually will only come through one angle. Rrq, when they're behind, when Vin doesn't have the space, he doesn't even look to flank sometimes. He just plays around the bushes, around his side.
Oh, and to make things worse, man, Moreno already has a Divine Glaive as well, so the damage output is going to be felt heavily for Rrq, as they are going to be able to get a Lord uncontested. Rrq, 13 minutes in, literally no answer whatsoever to Bigetron Alpha.
You know what? It seems like Melissa here has learned his lesson here, Mirko. I think he saw your pointers and took a look at the players' gold as well. Top 3, 2 members from Big Atron.
It's the Ken combo, Super Ken and Sock Ken, right? You said they can't in game 1, but now they can.
Good. I want that, right? Super can do it, or Sock can do it, right? Damage still a Banana. Whoa!
Banana is an absolute monster, and honestly, in this game, one of the main pillars as to why Rrq hasn't lost yet with a lot of clears.
Okay, base turret mid will fall. Key is still holding his flicker. 2 base turrets taken down already. Top side left standing Rrq now. They're gonna look perhaps for a defense here. Force the defense top side. But it seems like now Banana trying to find the right engage. Moreno ready to pull the trigger in the backside. Then also in the backside here, waiting to charge. Oh, wow. Almost gets Socket with the sidestep there now. Baser stall. Sets wall. Now, Banana in the backside, low HP. Retreating as well. Vin gets taken out though. But it's not Rrq. Banana trying to deal damage onto Moreno. Big Atron still strong with 5. The damage will come through towards Skyler. Not looking good here for the Kings of Kings. Albert now taken out as well as the base will fall and Bigetron equalizes in game 2. Hello, game 3.
Forcing a game number 3. Mirko is looking ecstatic right now. And that was just beautifully done. You don't want to see an Alice snowball. And Bigetron were able to facilitate that from happening.
That's why, Eterna, if you don't want to lose the prediction, stick with your guts, man.